channel, Plutonian Priestess. Today we are doing a love card reading. We are going to be asking, are they the one? So is this the person that you're meant to be with in this lifetime? Are they the person that is meant to be your life partner? So I'm going to go ahead and ask you to pick one of the 5 groups. This is group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, group 5. Don't pick based on the crystal or the picture on the card. Go ahead and pick based on your intuition, the pile that stands out to you first, the one that calls to you the most. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a second to do so. And we're going to go ahead and get started with group number 1. Seems to me like this isn't a bad relationship that you're in with this person. Like, it seems like it's pretty positive overall, especially because we have the good cheer card, which says, with kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. And then we also have harmony. As I create, I will share harmony divine with love and care. And we also have the peacock, which has lighthearted and laughter. And we also have the protection card. So all 4 of these cards are really positive. So it's likely that this is actually a relationship that it is going probably pretty well. It's something that you feel pretty positive about. With the card unlikely coming up though, and some of the Rider-Waite that is coming up, it tells me that this may not be the one forever. So this may not be the one that you're actually meant to be with. This may be a for now. And this that for some people watching, this could be a shock to them. To some people, this may have been a thought in the back of your head. And so with the 17 coming up, that makes an 8 in numerology, and 8 of course is all about our karma. It's about what comes around goes around. So it's likely that this person is a karmic connection. It is likely that this person is a soulmate. It is someone that you have some karma that needs to be balanced in this lifetime. And so or if it's not karma coming into balance, they are teaching you something and you are teaching them something. So there's some karmic purpose, something that you are learning from each other, and there is a karmic reason that you two are coming together at this time. It is likely that this relationship isn't one that is inherently negative. And I feel like a lot of the times the relationships that get the most focus when it comes to lessons are the ones that are toxic or negative in some way. A lot of the times you don't realize though that some of the relationships that are the most loving and are the most positive, and the ones that maybe don't always spark deep passion in us necessarily, or things don't work out for whatever reason, those relationships you can actually learn a lot from too, because the relationships that teach you self-love and are positive and there's healthy give and take, no, they may not be the person that is meant to be in your life forever. They may not be the person that you're meant to be with, but they're showing you a positive tone of love, and you are learning how to positively give and receive in love. And so these relationships are really important for development into healthy relationships. And so for you to be able to appreciate what good love actually feels like, you need to have these healthy relationships to teach you what you deserve, what your standards are. And all relationships don't always end because of bad cases. Sometimes it genuinely just doesn't work out. And it could be because of personalities, it could be because opportunities arise that force you to move away from each other. People grow and change. Maybe if you're watching this right now, maybe you're very young and you're with someone right now who you think that you will be a long-term in a long-term commitment with, and you may very well be, but you will see as you grow older, you know, our perspectives, our wants and our needs can shift, and when that happens, sometimes the people that we're romantically involved with are not the people that we're meant to be with forever. And so I think that right now, this may be a case of someone who is teaching you really important lessons in love and in self-love, but it is not someone who is actually your one true love, your one true connection for this lifetime. And the reason I say that is because we have the Page of Swords here, and the Page of Swords is someone who is intellectual. They're probably very charming. They can be very flirty. They're very socially aware and stuff like that, but they're probably an air sign. They might be a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, or have one of those placements, you know, rising, sun, moon, etc. But the Page of Swords, since they're not a king or queen, the Page of Swords is still learning. And with the Page of Swords, they are still learning how to communicate. So in your relationship, there may be some communication issues that you are dealing with. Another issue that may come about is that there can be harshness with words. So there can be like too much bluntness, too much hard truth sometimes that you don't really want to hear, and that can be one of the things that comes up with the Page of Swords, is like too rash. The Page of Swords can also signify that you may be receiving some news, or you have received news in the past. So there could be something about the relationship that came up that was kind of unexpected, and the sword, remember, is sharp, right? It's striking down, so it could have been something that came about that was actually painful for you. And we have the Six of Swords as well next. And the Six of Swords is all about letting go of past pain, letting go of past turbulence, and moving on with the future. And to me, that seems that like you either had to let go of someone in the past to move into this relationship, or you may be having a hard time letting go of the past, or this could also be a signifier that this is a relationship that you're eventually going to have to let go of. And when you let go of that relationship, or when you are letting go of that relationship, we have the Six of Pentacles reversed. And the Six of Pentacles reversed is all about, in a very technical sense, it's about being the beggar, right? It's about looking for others for needs. But I think in a love reading, this talks more about our self-value and our self-worth. And so I feel like it's likely that, you know, you were hurt in the past, and you had to move on from a negative relationship, and it made you really have issues with your self-worth and your self-value, and it made you, you know, accept the crumbs from the table instead of the full dinner that you deserved from your past relationships. And I think that you really had to come to terms with that and like really turn around and be like, what is it that I really truly deserve in relationships, and what is it that I truly want? And so right now, I think that you are going through a period where you are learning who you are in love and what proper love is, and what exactly it is you want in a partner. And that can take a long time to figure out sometimes, and it's also something that can change, right? So people are not stagnant, and people can change with you naturally, of course, but also the universe brings opportunities and brings people at the right time in certain instances for certain karmic lessons. And so this could be one of those instances. And so we have the Emperor card here. And so the person you're dating right now, they could be an earth sign, but they probably seem to you, this person is probably like really solid and really secure. They probably bring you, like, they probably ground you and bring you a sense of, a sense of security, you know what I mean? Like, the Emperor is someone who's kind of like predictable. It's almost like the father archetype in the card. They could also be someone who is kind of restricted in some ways, and so things could go well and you could like really depend on them, but you might wish that there was more passion, more emotion, more depth in the relationship. And the Emperor is definitely someone who is hardworking. They're gonna take care of business. You don't probably have to worry about loyalty with them, and maybe loyalty was something that you had to worry about in the past, and so that's something that you really like about them. And they may seem like someone on paper who really has it all, you know? For you, like, they could be like the polar opposite of who you usually date, and they could be someone who seems like all around great for you, and they could be a life path 4, by the way, and or born on a 4-day. And one of the things that I think is that you're going to have to learn that one of life's lessons is you're going to be faced with the choice in everything, not just relationships. This comes with our jobs and our friendships and so on and so forth, where you have to make the choice, do I want to settle? And this may be a relationship that you're happy in and you could be happy in, but it may not be that super deep, passionate, one true love, soulmate connection that you are really, really searching for. And so I think that with this relationship, what it's going to teach you is emotional new beginnings, because we have the Ace of Cups here, and it's going to be about filling up our emotional cup and letting it overflow, and it's all about those new emotional beginnings. So I think that you may be eventually coming to a time where you actually start seeking new connections and looking elsewhere for love, because once again, when asked if this is your one true love, we did pull the unlikely card. So I don't want you to get upset and think that like this is the end, or you know, you need to take this super seriously. But you know, once again, with the 8, the 17, 8, it is probably a karmic relationship that is teaching you lessons. You know, you probably had to work really hard on letting go of the past, and it may be hard to want to break free now because everything seems good, right? Because we have the Harmony card. Things are going well, and this person is the Emperor, right? And so they are dependable. But I think that you will find that once you let it go, you will actually come to new emotional beginnings, because we have the Ace of Cups, and you will actually find that deep, passionate love that you were looking for. And you may be someone who has some water signs in your chart, and so you may be someone who really needs a deep level of intimacy, and you need someone who can match you on that level. And so I think that you are in a good place right now. Just stay aware and keep doing what you're doing and enjoying your life, and take it one day at a time. And I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please like it. If you want to see more pick a card readings from me, if it resonated with you, go ahead and leave a comment. And if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. All right, group number 2. Let's see what we got. So we asked the decks, are they the one? And they said, listen to your intuition. So I have a feeling you may already know what the answer is. So let's get into it. So we have safe home, first off. We have squirrel, which says responsibility and balance. We have imperfect beauty. And then we have 9 and 33. And for your Rider-Waite cards, we have Ace of Wands reverse, Death reverse, 3 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, helps if I could read Roman numerals, and the 5 of Pentacles reversed. So let's talk about it. So I get the feeling, first off, that you and I both know that this is probably not the one for you. And the reason that I say that is because, well, obviously we have the 3 of Swords, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this person probably is someone that you're working through your childhood wounds with. So this is someone who brings up childhood wounds for you, and that's why we have the safe home card, because to us, our childhood conditioning determines what security is to us and what we determine as safe and sound. And so when you are raised in a dysfunctional home, or you're raised in a place that has a certain level of toxicity, or relationships and boundaries are not, you know, handled the way that they should, then you're going to have negative ideas about security, and you're going to have negative ideas about what is safe for you. And when we have self-limiting beliefs that relate back to our childhood wounds, we are going to attract relationships and things that are actually supposed to make us feel secure and safe that are actually going to be harmful and negative for us. And so this person may be someone who really reflects those childhood patterns, and they could be someone who is really a reflection of your subconscious. So you are really going to be probably working through karmic lessons with this person. And this is someone who, for some reason, because it is a karmic relationship is the reason, not for some reason, it's because it's a karmic relationship. It is someone that you feel bound to. So this is probably someone that you feel a responsibility for. You feel obligated to take care of them for some reason. They are going to be someone who you feel like you owe a debt to. So you feel like if you weren't there for them, maybe that things wouldn't go the way that they need to go for them. Like they wouldn't be able to function without you or something like that. And so you feel this responsibility towards the relationship to continue to go on. And you also feel a responsibility to keep things balanced. And so you're always trying to play the juggling game, and you're always trying to make sure that things are going smoothly, right? You're always trying to make sure that things are going okay. And the childhood wound that this relationship is going to touch upon the most is actually going to be self-worth. And the reason that is, well, a lot of relationships touch on self-worth, but this one particularly is really going to be about our wounds due to self-worth and how we view ourselves. And so we have imperfect beauty. And so you may be someone who struggles with really seeing yourself clearly, really seeing your value clearly. You may be someone who has a hard time feeling like you are confident or deserving, and a lot of this could be due to the way you were treated when you were younger or the experiences that you had, but most of it is self-limiting beliefs that need to be conquered. And until these self-limiting beliefs are conquered, you're going to be attracting these relationships that bring out these wounds. And so the problem is you feel like you are not perfect enough, right? So you feel like, you know, you've been scarred, you've been bruised, you maybe been through it in your lifetime. And the thing about it is you are someone who feels like because of the things you've been through, maybe that you are unlovable. And the thing that this card wants you to realize is that nobody's perfect, everyone is imperfect, and we are all beautiful despite our imperfections. And our imperfections are actually one of the things that make us beautiful, because, you know, to a certain degree, humans are obsessed with what's perfect, but mostly what is really going to call to people is emotional vulnerability. And having imperfections is showing your emotional vulnerability. And so one of the lessons that you're learning right now is really how to accept those imperfections about yourself and see how the things that you've gone through have really made you beautiful. They really shaped you into being the person that you're meant to be, into being the person that you are. And the reason that I say that is because we have the 33 here. And the 33 tells me that you're a person who can have major influence. You're someone who can inspire people, right? It says on here, inspired. What has touched me the most? And so you are someone who has a story to tell. You are someone who has something to give to the world. And so you are someone who is very influential. And sometimes the people who have the most to offer in the world are the ones who have the hardest time seeing it. They're the people who struggled the most with really understanding and really accepting their self-value and the idea that I am worthy, I'm deserving, and the world is mine and it is at my disposal, and I can have any love I want, the best love in the world, because I give that love to myself. And that's what counts. And those people, the people who have the hardest struggle with loving themselves, those are the people who can really inspire people the most. And so it's hard for me sometimes, because I see people who go through these great struggles, and I know how difficult it is, because of course emotion is subjective. Like I say that, or is like objective. It's not objective, like it's like per person. So it's like everyone handles everything differently, of course, but like once you get through something, like getting through something is the hardest part, but once you're through it, like you've already done it and nobody can take that away from you, and you're so much stronger, and the things that you've gone through are really just going to really manifest into something so much more beautiful. And the universe puts painful instances into our life, and it's really hard in the moment to understand why that had to happen to us. It's really easy to say like, why me? But what we don't realize, what we can come to realize later, is how the hardest things that we went through were actually the most defining, and how those were the moments that really made us who we are today. And those are the moments that we get to share with the world to help inspire others and really bring others to their highest true self. And that is someone who you are. That's who you are meant to be. You're meant to be someone who is supposed to heal. You're supposed to inspire. You're supposed to lead people. I just feel that genuinely. But I feel like with the 9 here, you're someone who has to face a lot of endings. So you may have, you know, lost people in your life. You may have had to go through a lot of breakups. This may be, you know, this person is probably another person that you're going to have to eventually let go of, and you were probably had to let go of things a lot in your lifetime, because that is one of your karmic lessons, is learning how to let go, because letting go is all about the healing process, and your purpose is to heal and inspire. And so I think with, you know, the Ace of Wands reversed, you are someone who has a ton of potential. You're someone who has tons of ideas. I think you're someone that could be a really big entrepreneur. I think you are someone who could really be a driving force, be a leader, be, you know, like I said, again and again and again, an inspiration to people. But you're someone who can really forge their own path. The problem is right now is you're probably having blocks of energy. You may have scattered energy. You're not focused. You may be investing your energy in the wrong things. What you're looking, or what you're investing in your energy in right now, isn't going to make a return for you. Like, it's just not. Like, what you're investing your energy in right now needs to be refocused, because the Ace of Wands reversed is all about those new beginnings that bear fruit. But when the Ace of Wands is reversed, there's things that are impeding those new beginnings from bringing fruition. And so you really need to get to terms to what it is. And so we also have the Death reverse card. And as always with the Death, there's a part of you that needs to be regenerated. There's a part of you that needs to be transformed. With the Death reversed in particular, there is a sense that you feel like you have been trying to change your life, but things aren't working out. And the reason is you're not really being honest about why that is. You're not being honest about what's not working in your life. And the Death reverse is about someone who knows that there is certain change that needs to come, and that they feel the inertia, like they feel the energy welling up inside them, like they want to break out, they want to be free, but the pain, they don't want to let go. They're hold to the past, and they're hold to the fear of, you know, pain. The fear of being hurt again is holding them back from really accepting who they need to be. And so I think that this relationship is probably a relationship that is holding you back in some way. This is a relationship that is limiting your growth, and I think that you're starting to probably realize that it is, or if you aren't already, you're going to start realizing. And eventually you're probably going to have to come to terms with the fact that this relationship isn't meant for you, that this person isn't the one, and this may be someone who you really thought was the one. And, you know, with the Safe Home card, they really could be someone who you feel like brought you a lot of security. They could be someone who you felt like brought you a lot of comfort. But the problem is that you still have a lot of healing work to do. You still have a lot of healing work to do with yourself and within your relationships before you can really accept the love you truly deserve, because right now you aren't accepting the love that you truly deserve. And so eventually you're going to realize, Three of Swords, that there is a breakup that is probably going to end up happening, because I get the sense that you are someone who may put up with something for a long time, but eventually you will say enough is enough. And we have the 9 here, and 9, once again, is all about endings, and so you may have to come to terms with endings again. And the 3 of Swords is all about, you know, it could be not just breaking up, but it could be like you facing those internal wounds, right? So like you feel like your heart is damaged in some way. It's not damaged, it needs to heal, right? So those swords need to be pulled out. Your heart needs the chance to close those wounds, scab over, and have time to regenerate itself. And one of the ways that you're going to find regeneration is through your work. So you're someone who, once again, has these all these ideas, has all this spirit, has all this energy, has all this potential, but you're investing your energy in the wrong things right now, and you're investing it where it doesn't belong, right? So remember, you need to regenerate, you need to let go. You need to pull those swords out of your heart and really heal yourself right now. And then you need to invest some time into your craft. You need to study. You need to take time to be an apprentice, so to speak. So you need to find the thing that speaks to you. What is your passion? What is the thing that truly, truly motivates you? And then you need to delve yourself into some good old hard fashioned work. And then this is going to be something that actually brings you a lot of peace. It's going to be something that brings you confidence in yourself. Working on something and completing small goals is something that can be really helpful in building self-confidence, because it makes you feel like you can accomplish something. It makes you feel like you can do something. And remember, you're working on your self-worth and feeling like you have something of value, feeling like you have something to offer. And so right now, really expanding, you know, either intellectually, financially, entrepreneurially, going back to school, whatever it may be for you, working on something that is something that's going to be long-term and future-oriented and career-oriented is actually going to bring you a lot of peace. And you know, you could be a fire sign, or you could be an earth sign, or both. And you could also be a life path 33 or life path 9. But the thing is like, this work is going to really delve you into a new way of looking at things, right? It's going to give you purpose, and that's something that you may feel like you've been lacking a long time, and that may be one of the reasons why you've been turning to love to give you purpose, because we have responsibility here. And maybe you take your relationships very seriously. Maybe you act like, you know, like your relationship needs 100% of your time and commitment, and investing some of your time and energy into a career will actually help bring that balance, not the balance that you're forcing, but the balance that actually needs to occur into your life. And so last but not least, we have the 5 of Pentacles reversed. And I'd like to see this card, you know, because sometimes the 5 of Pentacles, people are like, oh, but the 5 of Pentacles reversed really says that like the hard times are going to be over, they're going to end, you know, things are working out. It says that the universe is working in your behalf, that there's a cosmic force. You know, it may be a time when you were having financial struggles, or once again, you know, this card also talks about self-worth. So maybe you've had a hard time, once again, really truly loving yourself and knowing what it means to truly love yourself and really accept yourself and accept your shadow side, so you can find that all-encompassing, all-accepting love that you truly deserve. And so the 5 of Pentacles really says that this time, you know, this heartache, this pain, whatever it may be, fill in the blank, X, Y, and Z, is going to be something that is actually working out in your favor. It's going to be something that is meant to propel you to where you need to be. So I think overall, when we ask the question, are they the one? They may not be. I feel like they may not be. But you may also just have a lot of healing work to do. You may need to bring balance into the relationship. You may need to redirect your attention. But overall, I think when you ask yourself, are they the one, you probably already know the answer, because we have the card, listen to your intuition. So if you liked this video and you'd like to see more pick a card videos from me, please leave a like down below. If this resonated with you, make sure you comment so I can know what you thought. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, group number 3. let's go ahead and get on into it. So first up, we have fertility. So this could be someone that you have a kid with, or think about having a kid with, or have talked about having a kid with, or maybe pregnant with, or they might be pregnant, or they, you know, whatever. You get the point. Or none of the above. It could just be a prediction for the future, or saying that the relationship itself is fertile, that it's founded in love and compassion. But we have the Shark card, which signifies solitude and anxiety. So there may be one of you in the relationship that kind of pulls back from the relationship, who kind of you know, puts up walls and barriers and kind of keeps to themselves in some way. One of the, either you or them in the relationship could have quite a bit of anxiety, maybe involving love or involving trust. Trust could be a big issue in your relationship right now. We have the abundance card. So this could be the person that you're with could bring you, of course, financial abundance, but they could also be bringing you emotional abundance. They could be making you feel really fulfilled. They could be someone who is teaching you how to appreciate and love yourself and love your life. We also have 32, which makes 5, and 5 is the card of travel. So this could be someone you travel with, maybe someone who is very adventurous, takes you on adventures. It is also the number of sex, so you guys could have a very good sex life, or have strong chemistry, or be very attracted to each other. But, so I'm kind of getting mixed reviews on this. I feel like the person, you who's watching this, I feel like you don't know, like you have a lot of questions and you have a lot of anxiety about this relationship, like almost like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But when asked if this is the one, you know, you got the no need to worry, and the throw it at you, and this is the sign. So if you've been contemplating something in your mind, this reading could be a sign to you. So let's go ahead and just jump into the Rider-Waite, because I'm just going to kind of read what the cards say and you kind of take it, because hopefully it just resonates. So we have the 3 of Wands, and the 3 of Wands is someone who is always looking to expand their circumstances and, you know, really looking for the next best thing, always looking how to improve their life. They are someone who doesn't really like to settle and believes in not really limiting themselves. They could be a fire sign, so you could be a fire sign. And the 3 of Wands really signifies, you know, thinking like the grass is greener on the other side, but it's time to go plant new seeds, look elsewhere. And then we have the Justice card. And so with the Justice card, you could be facing some limitations in some kind of way, or like coming to terms with restrictions, or coming to terms with responsibilities. This is also the Libra card, so this could very much be that you're entering a relationship that has certain obligations, when before you were really just looking to expand yourself. And the Justice card could also be about coming to terms with actions that we have made in the past, or coming to terms with choices that we have made and having to be really fair and just. So, and with the Justice card, also, you could be a Libra or they could be a Libra, but we have here the King of Pentacles reversed. And the King of Pentacles reversed is all about someone who wants, and they want material things. They want wealth and they want abundance. And that seems to be a theme here. You know, we have the abundance card, 3 of Wands expansion, and we also have fertility, and those are all about having, right? Being plentiful. And the King of Pentacles can be someone who wants a lot of things and wants material wealth and wants power, but there's someone who isn't really willing to work for it. There's someone who depends on other people to get that material growth, to really be financially stable. It comes from other sources. And so with the King of Pentacles, this could be telling either you that you need to work on being more responsible, or that the other person is not being, like, bringing their half to the relationship, that they're depending on you too much. And so the Fool reverse is talking about thinking of making a decision or thinking of making a choice. And because we have the Knight of Pentacles here, I feel like reverse, I feel like your eye could be roving right now. I feel like maybe you're not feeling completely satisfied in the relationship, or you may be having second thoughts. And the Fool reverse could warn that this could be a wrong decision for you. On the other hand, you may be thinking that this relationship isn't giving you what you want, this isn't what you need, that it's time to look elsewhere. And this could also be a sign not to do that. That is a bad decision. So it's really going to depend on where your thoughts have been lying lately. So you need to look internally and see, like, be reflective about where you've been, because the Fool talks about that you are about to make the wrong choice. So you haven't made it yet, you can still steer clear, but it is a choice that you are going to make wrong. And so it needs to be corrected in some kind of way, and you just need to be wary of where your thoughts have been, and maybe just be really critical and be really self-aware right now. Because we have the Knight of Pentacles reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles could be another person, a third party that, like I said, is catching your attention, and they could be an earth sign, but this is someone who's having a negative effect on you. So this could also be, so if you aren't looking outside of the relationship and, you know, looking for excitement elsewhere, it doesn't really resonate with you. One of the things that this could be saying is that the person that you're in a relationship with actually has a very negative effect on you. They are someone who makes you be very materialistic, makes you be, you know, very limited in your beliefs, very closed off, and you are actually someone who seeks a lot more. And so I think with this reading, there's kind of two possibilities with it. I think either the person that you're in the relationship with right now is either a negative impact on you and a negative impact on your worth and how you look at the world and how you really go after, you know, depending on yourself and being completely independent. On the other hand, I think that you may be feeling like this relationship is holding you back in some ways, and you may be seeking to move beyond it. And so I think that right now it's really going to depend more on the situation that you're in and just kind of taking this reading and how it resonates with you, because they didn't really give me a yes or a no on is this the one. They said this is the sign. So kind of like whatever you think, like if you've been asking for a sign for something, like here it is, and no need to worry. So if you've been having any anxieties about the relationship, you don't need to worry about them anymore. And part of the reason you don't need to worry is because abundance and fertility is meant for you. Like that is going to happen for you. And 5 is a number that's all about change, right? And so you need to be open to change and open to experience and open to seeing what can happen for you. And you know, all these cards have a red and yellow background. So this could be a very passionate and sunny relationship, or you could be a very passionate and sunny person. You could also be a fire sign and be very, you know, motivated and have a ton of energy, and maybe your partner lacks that energy to meet you. So I think right now this reading could either kind of go either way depending on where you're at and where kind of your thoughts have been lying. So if you like this video and you would like to see more pick a card readings from me, please leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you thought about this reading, group 3, because this was definitely not as cut, clear, and dry as the other ones. I want to know if this actually resonated and made sense with people. So if you chose group 3, please comment and let me know what you thought of this reading. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe if you enjoy my content, and I'll see you next time. All right, group 4. Let's talk about it, group 4. Let's talk about it. Okay, so we got peace, the rabbit, spontaneous, spirit heals, 4, and then we have some Rider-Waite cards. So first off, I'm going to start by saying that this is probably a karmic relationship because we have the Wheel of Fortune right here, and we also have Spirit Heals. And with the Peace card and the Spirit Heals card, this tells me that this relationship is probably something that brought you or brings you healing. And it is a relationship that actually makes you feel very at home and very comforted. It may be a relationship because we have spontaneous that you guys met and or got romantically involved very suddenly. It may have been something that wasn't exactly planned. It may be something that just was just happened. And we have the 4 card for the numerology card, and so this could be somebody that feels very secure. They could feel like a foundation, and this could be someone that feels very much at home for you. And this is something I talked about with another group, is the thing that we have to be careful of is when we are children, we are building our beliefs, right? So we have our subconscious conditioning that we believe in, and that creates what we perceive as safe and secure for us. And so when we grow older, if we don't recondition our self-limiting beliefs and the negative things that we learned about, life, or the negative viewpoints that we learned in life and about ourselves and the examples that we had as children, if we don't rewire those beliefs, then we will attract things that feel safe and secure because they are what we are used to, it's what we know, but they are actually harmful for us. And so this could be one of those relationships that is actually makes you feel like you are safe and secure, but there could be something about it that reminds or relates back to some of your childhood conditioning. And this could be a relationship that's meant to karmically impact you and heal you and really help propel you to your highest path, because when asked if they are the one, we did get the no card. And so with the Wheel of Fortune, once again, the Wheel of Fortune talks about sudden. So the Wheel of Fortune is something that comes through and it's unexpected and we don't see it coming. And so this could be someone who is an earth sign, because we have the Knight of Pentacles. So they could be a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And they are going to be someone who is very dependable. They might not be someone who is super expressionate. They may not be someone who's very passionate. They're not a water sign, right? But they're someone who what you're gonna get. Like, once they make a commitment, they make that commitment. Typically they're pretty loyal and you don't have to worry about them. And the thing though with the Knight of Pentacles is they do have a little bit of immaturity about them, and they do have some trouble expressing their emotions, and materialism is going to play a little bit of a factor. And we have the Nine of Pentacles here, and so you may be someone who really has worked hard to kind of have it all, or seem like you have it all. And you could be an earth sign as well, and either one of you you may seem like a really solid match for each other. There may be a lot of similarities between you guys. When you are in this relationship, you may seem like you guys are so alike, right? Crazy alike. I feel like part of the problem is with this relationship is that this may be a very material focused relationship. And the reason I say that is because we have 4 Pentacle cards, and it may not be so based on financial and material aspects, but it may be very much based on self-worth and finding self-worth. So you two may be healing each other and working to really find self-confidence and really find healthy love in each other. But the thing that you're going to end up finding is that this relationship is actually going to be a lot of hard work. And the reason I say that is because we have the 4, and 4 is about hard work, of course, but we also have the 7 of Pentacles, and that's about looking at all the work that we have to do and not really wanting to do it. And so you may feel eventually that this relationship is just kind of lackluster to you. So it may have been very healing for you at one point, but eventually you may find that this relationship isn't actually something that you really want, because the focus on the relationship may not be passionate or emotional or really as fulfilling as you would actually like. And there may be some karmatic balance that needs to come into place, and you are going with the flow the way you need to be. But is this person really the person that you're meant to be with forever? Is this your one true love? No, unfortunately it is not. And the reason that is because this relationship isn't passionate. It doesn't have enough of that spark. It's too grounded, it's too material, it's too just average, I would say. And I feel like you would end up wanting more. It's here to heal you, it's here to teach you, but it's not going to be probably forever. So I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. I love you very much. So if you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see another pick a card from me, please leave a thumbs up. If this resonated with you, or if it didn't, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, last but not least, we have group number 5. All right, we have Joy, the Chicken, Bold and Courageous, God Speaks, a Gift, 26, which is an 8. And then when asked if they are the one, it said reconsider. So let's talk about maybe why that is. All right, so we have the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is someone who is endearing and charming and captivating. They could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. They could be someone who is very emotional, sometimes overly emotional, where they need to, where they need to draw it in a little bit. And that is because the Page of Cups is still learning emotional maturation. The Page of Cups can also be a signal that you've received news, or you will be receiving news of some sort in the past or present or future. And then we also have the King of Wands, and the King of Wands is someone who is creative and energetic, and they're a leader, and they're an entrepreneurial spirit, and they're very good at going after what they want and being successful. And we have, you know, some conflict in this reading, because I will say that on the Joy card there is 16, which makes a 7, and 16 is a very, very karmic number, and we have 26, which is 8. And so for me, I feel like for this group, this is a karmic soulmate. This isn't someone who you're meant to be with forever. This is just probably a temporary situation, especially because we have that reconsider card. I could be wrong, but it seems like this is very karmic, right? And so this could be someone who, for some reason, I just got this in my head because we have God Speaks and a Gift. This could be someone maybe you have a kid with, or are going to have a kid with. Or maybe you have some like deep connection, or some kind of bond that really holds you guys together. But we have the Hermit reversed, and with the Hermit reversed, there needs to be some kind of reflection. There needs to be some kind of isolation and alone time. The Hermit reversed really symbolizes someone who is going to have to make a decision of some kind, and they need to look to the advice of others, but they aren't wanting to, and when they do, they aren't wanting the advice. So it's very likely that this is you, and right now you're at a stage where you have to make a choice about something, but you are being kind of headstrong and not really listening to what anybody else has to say on the matter. You're being very like subjective on it. And what really needs to happen, the Hermit reverse says, is that you need more inner guidance and more wisdom and more spiritual solitude, basically, to really get your head on straight. And the Two of Cups is a card that can signify marriage, and so maybe you may be thinking about being more serious with this person, maybe making a bigger commitment, maybe you are getting engaged or moving in with each other, or maybe you guys are talking about having a kid together, or X, Y, or Z, or maybe you're just thinking about taking the relationship to the next level. Whatever it may be, the Two of Cups, although it is a relationship card, it is a card that talks about karmic soulmates. So it's not someone who is a forever love. It is not someone who is your twin flame. This is someone who is teaching you karmic lessons, right? And the reason that this relationship is coming into your life is because you need to do some serious healing work, right? You need to work on healing your heart, and you need to work on doing some self-realization. And this relationship was supposed to help you realize, but it seems to me that you may be taking it too far, and that it's time for you to think again and really take the time to look within and use that spiritual wisdom of yours and seek outside guidance. And like this says, really reconsider, is this person really the one? Reconsider, is this person really the one for you? Is this the person who is really going to fulfill you, give you emotional abundance, really satisfy you, like not just like make you happy, but light that passion in your soul and treat you how you deserve with self-love and respect, and help, you know, support you and continue to push you and make you strive more. And so I think that right now is a time that you need to incorporate some boldness and some courage, and really not be afraid to do something that may be hard for you, or something that you don't want to do. But once again, this relationship is likely a karmic one. It is not someone that I think that you are probably meant to be with forever, because we do have 16, both karmic numbers. We have reconsider, we have the Two of Cups, which is a karmic soulmate, not twin flame card, and we also have the Three of Swords, which is a common breakup card. And the Hermit reverse really says that you are not listening to what other people have to say, and now is the time to do so, or this could really bite you in the butt. Because although you may feel like this is the right decision for you, right now is the time to reconsider and think wisely about where your commitments lie. Overall, I think that this is probably someone who is meant to teach you some very serious lessons, and that you should be open to. I think more people need to be open to the idea of letting go. I think it can be hard for people, but just, turn this Hermit up right side up and really take that time to have that spiritual awareness. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, this will help give you some clarity on where you need it, and really help you make the right decisions that you need to make. And if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more pick a card videos from me, please give it a thumbs up. If this resonated or it did not resonate, please leave a comment, let me know what you thought. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe so you can see more of my videos. And I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for tuning in.